Hey YouTube, Matt here with Mr. Energy. Hey, today we're gonna be making some handrails for a landing on the top of the stairs. This is for my daughter's home and it's kind of a modern look. So what we're doing here is just marking where the pickets are gonna go, and the code is 4.5 inches is your maximum space. We've got 1/2 inch square tubing for our pickets, so I'm marking it, I think it's about 4.5, and that should give me roughly 4 inches in between each picket, which is up to code. So here we're just measuring and cutting some steel. We're gonna zip through this steel really fast with my saw here. No sparks, no burrs. So when I measure and cut, I'm usually putting my mark right to the right side of where I want to cut, so I'm leaving the mark, and I want to be within a 1/16 in order to get everything square and make sure everything fits properly. Nice thing about metal compared to wood is you can add to it with a little bit of weld, or obviously if you cut it too long you can always cut it off, but you can't do that with wood. Alright, so I've got my jig set up, I've got it nice and square. We're welding the outside frame. You can see the marks, and that's for our pickets. All I'm doing is just tack welding each corner, and then I'm going to check for square. A good way to check for square is to measure on the diagonal, but you want to make sure there are equal corners. I flipped it over so we can tack the other side, and I always weld on the flat before I weld the inside corner. So if you weld that inside corner right away without welding the top or bottom on the flat, it will pull your metal out of square. All right, we're just laying the pickets in there, and they all fit pretty nice. Start tacking them in, and once we get everything tacked on the pickets, then we'll go back, check it, make sure it's still square. I've got a little spacer under there, so it's 2-inch by 2-inch square tubing with a 1/2 inch picket, so the difference is 1.5 inches, half of that. So I've got a little piece of 3/4 that's giving me my perfect spacing to center it. Alright, this is the top edge, so we're gonna weld that seam really tight. Hopefully get a good grind on it so it's nice and smooth. With a vertical weld, I always start at the top and work my way down. So this way you're allowing gravity to kind of pull that hot metal right down as you fill in that crack. And on the pickets, I'm doing the top and then I'll go down. So I'm kind of doing 2 sides at a time with each picket. And I welded every picket all the way around. So I will touch a little bit on safety. You can see I only have one glove, and that's the glove I'm holding the nozzle with steady, because that nozzle will get hot. Your trigger finger, I might get a spark every once in a while, but it's no big deal. And make sure you have a good welding helmet with nice clear protection on the glass so you can see really good. So right here there's a little gap, so I'm just filling that in. If you get it too hot, it will pop a hole in the metal, so I'm waiting for it to get back to a solid, and then I'll just kind of fill it in a little bit at a time. So there is a little bit of a gap where we're going to bolt to the wall, so I'm just putting a little piece of tubing to hide the lag bolt once we attach it to the wall. All right, we're putting on the little brackets to bolt it to the floor. Just get it nice and even. Now on the one side here, we're going flush up against the wall, so I have half of it cut off. You can buy these brackets. They come in a 3-inch and a 4-inch and a 6-inch, and they've got holes on each corner. So depending on how big your post is, for a 2-inch post, I usually use a 4-inch bracket, so it has space for your lag bolts. All right, so here's the finished product. We've got it painted, installed, and came out really nice. My daughter's super happy, and it is solid as a rock. We definitely got some good wood that we were able to attach these lag bolts to, and we even did the little handrail going down the stairs. So there it is. Hey, thanks for watching. Give us a like, thumbs up, make a comment. I'm out.
Hello, I'm your father.